Good morning, people. If you're here for some spiritual nourishment, great. If you're here because you think I'm funny, great. I'm getting your views. So here's something I saw. Can't remember exactly where I saw it, but I saved it and emailed it to myself to share because it really was something good. God saw. 1 Samuel 16:7. The Lord does not see as man sees, for man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. So that means you could see the shabbiest person on the street and they could have a heart of gold and make it to a higher place in heaven with a better crown than you ever would. Or you could see the most beautiful person, glamorous, plenty of money, and you could think bad of them because of that, but they could be the most generous and loving person. They just happen to be blessed. Same thing. Or the opposite, they could be really ugly on the inside. We just don't know because God can see the heart better than anyone. The world saw a prostitute. Jesus saw a woman who would be part of his bride, Mary Magdalene. The world saw a religious murderer. Jesus saw an apostle. That would be Paul. The world saw an angry fisherman. Jesus saw a disciple that would die, crucified upside down by his own choice, and that would be Peter, the fisherman, his apostle. The world saw a prince of Egypt. God saw a man who would let his people go. And of course, that's Moses. The world saw a ruddy shepherd boy, just a kid. But God saw a king, a giant slayer, and that would be David. My friends, it matters not how the world sees you, or what they call you, or what they do or don't see in you. God himself has set you apart. He has called you by name. And even if you wanted to, it wouldn't matter even if you wanted to not believe he existed. Because he did. He called you by name. He knew you before you were in your mother's womb. Before you were even born, you were a created being in his infinite mind. God saw the victories, the failures, the sins, and he still called you. And even if you wanted to, you couldn't make him not love you. You could not make God not love you. Yeah, that's right. So many people think, oh, well, all things I've done, I'm going to hell anyway. You can stop and make a choice about that. I mean, somebody did it on a cross next to Jesus, for goodness sake. That would be, Catholics call him Saint Didymus. And that was his name, Didymus, the other thief on the cross that chose Jesus while the other one mocked him. So even if you wanted to, you couldn't make him not love you. For God sees in you what he placed you here for. Something that only you can accomplish. Only you. Nobody else. Now, you may choose to fight that. And usually when you choose to fight that, you get obstacles. But sometimes he just lets you go. Oh, my friends, I've been many things in my life. I have. Some I don't even call myself. And often many of them not good. That I've talked about here before. The devil could accuse me of all these things, and people could too. And they do. And rightfully so. But God called me. He called you from before the foundation of the world was laid. Let this old world shake their heads and not understanding the mercy and majesty of our God. But what no one else could see in you, God saw. So, people, you can fight it all you want. You can laugh at me for saying this all you want. You can live in your own reality. But the only reality that matters is God. So no matter what, he's called you by name. He has you a purpose. He knew you before you were born because you were meant to be born. And we all have a purpose. It's just a matter of turning to him and saying, Lord, I'm a sinner. I know it. Please save me. I know you died for me. For my sins, just save me. Now, that part, once you surrender, because you have to surrender, and people don't like losing control. A lot of people don't. That whole surrender thing gets them. But after that, it's not all perfect. Your life is not perfect because you're saved. Christians have a really hard time. They have the struggle. When I say the struggle is real, we struggle every day because we are in the flesh. I struggle with wanting to eat way too much food. You know, there's some days I think about smoking a cigarette because it's been stressful and I haven't smoked since 2015. Struggle's real. I choose not to pick up a pack of cigarettes and smoke them again. One, because I'm not an idiot. Two, because God took that from me, and to pick it up again would be slapping him in the face equivalent. And three, I choose God. I'm not saying if you smoke, you're going to hell. That's not what I'm saying. That's my personal took that from me. Anyway, got to get to work. Have a great day.